Hey, what's up, guys? This is Tim.
I'm Jake.
Here with Jake.
Here with Jake.
For
With Tim.
Top 5 with Tim.
Top 5 with Tim.
I think that's copyrighted.
That is
No, but it came from the lungs. So
I think we should actually have the real music.
I think video is removed. Anyway, okay. So okay, so we're here with Top 5
Sure.
with Tim. Okay, so Jake is going to break down his top 5. I'm just going to say tabletop games.
Yeah, tabletop-ish.
games.
Tabletop-ish. Different types of games.
That's right.
So,
Okay.
yeah, so like... All right, anyway.
So what's your number 5?
Number 5. Diplomacy.
The friend maker.
The friend maker. The fresh maker.
There's copyright
Easy.
violation.
We'll hit everyone before we're done. All right, so Diplomacy is a game where you and a bunch of soon-to-be ex-friends get together on a board and plot each other's demise. It's a game where negotiations. Think it's like Risk, right? So it's like Risk.
Right, because there's a board. There's a world map.
World map. It's an old game too.
It is.
They say that JFK used to play it, like with his like in the lead. Like I don't know.
Yeah, he called. Who was the Soviet premier at the time?
Oh shit.
Was it Anyway, that's irrelevant. That's irrelevant.
Oh, I want to see. Oh, I can't. Oh my god.
No, it's completely irrelevant. Okay, so Diplomacy, the game. What?
Yeah.
What do you enjoy about this game?
You get to be. I mean, you are literally making deals with your friends. You're making deals with your friends, knowing wholeheartely that you're lying to them right to their face.
Now, do you have to play it that way?
No,
you
don't.
have to play
No,
deceitfully.
you don't. But it's hard mode.
How do you win?
You're capturing points in different areas.
Now, are you moving armies also?
Yep.
Okay, so I'm not going to attack you.
Okay, you write orders down, and when you write orders down, everyone. So it's not like Risk, where
there's a turn and everybody.
Everyone's order goes off simultaneously.
What's cool about this is, I played an online version of this, and I read up on it.
Yeah.
It originally started in the mail.
Yeah.
So you
and
you would mail your orders to each other.
Yep.
And that's how you played the game. You would open you're like, oh, cool. My old chap has sent me a message.
Look at this, huh?
And you open up, you're like, you crumple it up, and you're like, oh.
Heisenberg!
All right, so Diplomacy, the friendship maker.
The friendship.
Number 5.
Friendship maker. All right.
Another
strategy game. We were talking about Risk. Well, this is Risk on steroids. Number 4, Risk Legacy. Risk Legacy is a game. It's Risk. Everyone's played Risk, but it's a game where you are literally changing the Risk board as the games play out, as the games continue on. So you start off. It's a normal Risk, but everyone has an army, and you get to pick different characteristics for your army.
Okay.
So you start off with so it's almost like your army's leveling up as you play them.
Go ahead. Keep
Your army's leveling up as you play them. You take stickers to represent. You put them on the board. So if you want to make like at the end of the game, even if you lost the game, the only way you don't get to make a change is if you were completely wiped out. And it's not like old Risk where that's how that is. There are different like objectives, different victory conditions that you can make. And once you reach a certain victory condition, you are able to win the game. If you survived to the end, you get to place down a city or improve a territory. It's organic, and you're constantly building upon the next game. What's also really cool about this is like you get to name your cities. You get to name the cities. There's a little blank area where you can fill out what the name of the city is. Now, anytime you're in that city, if you're the person that named it, you get a bonus. You get to name continents. You get a bonus.
That's cool. Now, it says on the back, what's done can never be undone.
Well, which is a lie, because you can just white it out and get more stickers. But but you can still, if you want to play that way, like I've bought this game twice. I bought this game twice because I did it with all my friends before. And it was...
The ones that were left over from Diplomacy.
Well, I had 2 eras in my life. Pre-diplomacy and post-diplomacy.
Okay, I got it.
I think I had to go to rehab for diplomacy because like they said I was alienating all my friends.
That's hilarious.
It's true though.
So the thing I really like about the concept of Risk Legacy, which they've now expanded into Pandemic Legacy, where the viruses can infect places more easily in places where they've infected before, which is cool. But I like how one game plays into the next and into the next. They all roll over.
The problem though with Risk Legacy, I'll say this right now. The problem with Risk Legacy is like at the end of the game, there's a point where there's not really much you can do, and now you just have a risk board that you and your friends have created.
Right, and then now, can you continue to play on the board once it's all been finalized and changed?
You can continue playing, but what's been done has been done.
And can never be undone. Unless you white it out.
Well, it's fun. It's like another cool thing about that game is, let's say we're all playing Risk Legacy. You come in late, right? You come in late, and you're like, you see we're all playing Risk Legacy. You can be like, hey, can I jump in? You can. If there's an open space, an open territory, you can drop down your army into that territory at a small force. You're probably not going to win, but you're still going to be able to affect a change.
But you can play.
You get to play, and you get to do something. So you still get to affect the game. Even if you lose, you affect the game. You're always affecting the game, which is awesome.
That's cool. That's really cool.
Love that game.
So that's number 4. What do you got for number 3?
Number 3, I got Betrayal on House of Hill. Right, nobody else has ever done this game. Super original.
So, for transparency reasons, this third video, third top 5 with 10. This is the third time
we're getting deep in the meta.
Betrayal House on the Hill appeared. This is the second time that this copy belonging to none other than Jacob Reginald Campbell has appeared.
I know my middle name.
I know a lot about you.
You been checking up on me?
Well, just in case we ever played diplomacy, I just want to make sure what kind of character you had. Okay, so go ahead. We don't need a long walk through on it, but what do you like about Betrayal at House on the Hill?
I like the fact that every game feels like a story, like an organic story. So every game, something different happens. I've done the same. There's 50 scenarios in this game, and I've done it to where like I've had the same scenario twice, which is very rare, unless you're playing all the time.
Right.
Well, which is still very rare. And those two scenarios were drastic, even though they're the same scenario. The two games will play out completely differently. We played one last night where all the players were shrunk, and they were running for their lives from a giant cat. And it was hilarious and it was great. And it was just funny to think about it too, because it's a fun game. Super, super fun.
Well, I've heard it. I've never played it, but I've seen it played in the store quite a few times. And people always seem to be having a great time with it. And it's different groups of people too.
Yeah.
So it's like, you're playing with people that you might not normally play games with that jumped in, and people are having a blast.
I ran the game for when I first got the game, because our resident game demoer who showed me the game, he's really revealed, like opened my eyes. Ever since he's come into my life, I feel like salvation from this figure.
Wow.
I don't want to get cross with him because like he's a big guy, but all right. Anyway, so his entire thing. He showed me this game, and afterwards I played the game like 3 or 4 more times with people I didn't even know. Like I was just like, hey, you want to try this game out? I just went up to people, hey, you want to try the game? You want to try the game? And they played it, and they were like, this is great.
And people love it.
Yeah.
One of the big things I think really stands out about it is the replayability.
Yeah.
And even if you get one of the unique scenarios the second time, like you said, it plays out completely differently.
Right.
Depending on who you're playing with and how it works.
Right.
So that's awesome.
And there's downsides to it too. Like sometimes there will be a huge build-up, and then like how the game works is you're exploring a house, and then a traitor is revealed, and then the traitor
there's always a traitor.
Well, not all the time.
Okay.
But there's usually when a haunt happens is when the bad stuff happens. Something will happen that will threaten the lives of the people playing, not playing, the characters in the game. So once that happens, we have to come up, we have to have an objective, we have to solve the objective, or we lose.
Right.
But sometimes, okay, so like I played a game where I was the bad guy, and what the good guys had to do was they needed a holy book, they needed to be in the church, and they needed this ring, and they needed this and this and this. I know it'd be all these qualifiers, and it just so happened when the haunt was revealed, everyone had what they needed immediately. Oh, I'm already in the church with the book. I'll just read this page. I'll look not anymore. So it was like, well, I'm a trader now. I'm gonna do some damage.
And you already lost.
Yeah, I already lost.
Already lost. Perfect.
It's a good day. There was one where I was a vampire. I just turned into vampires, and you have to roll to see when daylight comes, and daylight came immediately.
I'm here to get you.
Yeah. Immediately. It was
not the sun. No. All right,
so brutal. It's hard to be a trader in that game.
Yeah, that's great.
We've only won, traders only won twice.
So that's number 3.
Number 3.
Number 4. There's a trend happening. Okay. This is not scripted, by the way, in any way. This is not a propaganda film that these are the best games we offer.
Maybe it's just it's the nerd zeitgeist where we all see these games and really, this is amazing.
That's right.
Just cherish these.
And it really is.
Yeah. Dead of Winter is almost like all of these games combined. It's like, except for maybe Risk Legacy, but even it has some.
There is some strategy. There's an element of strategy.
Yeah. It's all these games combined because you have traders, you have people.
Potentially.
You might not even have a trader. You might not,
but to see people turn on each other.
Oh God!
Long time friends, and they just want to kill people just for being a dog. Just completely irrational
behavior. It makes no sense.
I mean, just the idea that there could be a traitor.
Yep.
And I was talking to Eli about this, about it being in a high stress situation where the zombies are always coming.
Yeah.
And the I guess what's the idea that there's a traitor amongst you. It drives you crazy. Even in a board game, you're like, ah.
It's hilarious because it gets to the point where the zombies are a backdrop, and you're not even worried about the zombies because you're worried about the jerk who
may or may not even
poisoned our food. so we're worrying about that guy. We're worrying about that guy, and now the zombies are piling up, and we're by the time we're like, we got him! Zombies pour in.
And you lose. It is a difficult game. So it's co-op, traitorous, and it's difficult.
Even if there is no traitor, everyone has their own special objectives. So everyone might be doing stuff that looks traitorous.
Right. Yeah. They're just trying to meet their own.
It might even be traitorous. Like the guy's like one of the things is one of the guys is a junkie. So he needs all the medicine he can get. Yeah. And meanwhile, it's like this crossroads is tells you that you need all this medicine stockpile or your people are gonna get sick. But the junkie's like, I need the medicine.
I need it for me, man.
I need it for me, yeah. And he might think well, a couple people getting sick is okay with me. It's not like we're dying.
Right.
So
they've just got a cough.
Yeah, he'll make that rationalization to himself, not let anyone know because he can't. So
to that point, there is an element of role play. To the game also.
Oh yeah.
You have the 2 roles that you have, and you kind of have to play with your personal objective to that end, while trying to also help the group. So there is that element to it too. That game is brilliant.
Yeah. They've mechanized role play.
Yeah.
They've mechanized it because now you have to do it. I mean, it's really, really cool.
I like the element of things are going great, and then boom, everything is bad now.
Yeah.
There are zombies coming in.
Yeah, and all it takes is one turn.
Yeah. Somebody spilled the fuel, so now we're out of fuel, we're low on food. Jimmy just died. All these things together, and then you're constantly looking over your shoulder.
God.
And maybe everybody's not
in the first game of this. In the first game I played of that.
The Genesis.
Eli's girlfriend gave away all the food to children that was in the school. So now anytime we searched for the school, we would not get food. We didn't care at the time, but it played heavy at the end. Because now we're starving, we're dying, we're fighting for food. And we're like, why did you do that? It's like we now have that memory of what are you doing? Hindsight's 20/20. So
and there is a great element of that too, that your decisions
will play. Yeah.
Right, and then sometimes you find children in these locations around the board.
Yeah.
And what do? Do you leave them because they're worthless eaters, or do you help them and raise morale? What do you have to make that decision?
The thing is, it really engenders this kind of amoral almost psychopathic kind of trait.
Yeah,
like you get these hopeless people that join your group, and most people are like, why can't we just kill them?
Yeah.
Why can't we just kill these guys?
It's everything that Fallout 4 is.
Yeah.
Heavy role play.
Heavy role play.
Okay, speaking of role play, that's your number 2. What do you got for number 1? Drum roll.
It's a board game called Checkers.
Checkers, number 1.
Number 1.
It's a great classic.
Rogue Trader.
No, this is where you gotta hold it up. It's dangerous to go alone.
Rogue Trader is a role-playing game by Fantasy Flight.
Here, let's move these back a little bit and let's put this book where it belongs in the forefront.
All right.
Right up front where it belongs. That's number 1.
You can see that it's taken some wear and tear, a little bit of use.
Well, I can imagine because just the
Trading planets.
overall. Okay, so what do you?
It's not like Star Realms, where you trade space stations. You're trading planets roguishly.
So, okay, so what is it that you really? You're a big role player.
I'm a huge role player.
You like a lot of role play games. You always have a.
Here's the thing. Like I made this is my top 5 games because I thought this was gonna be very board game centric. I had to get a role playing game. It's not even my top.
Yeah, it could have been anything.
Yeah, but it's one of the role playing games I play here regularly.
Right.
And that's what all these games I play here regularly.
Which is not necessarily the design of the show. The show is to get
Sure. But I mean, like these. But like what I'm saying is like these games have, except for Diplomacy, have just kind of recently come into my life.
Right.
And now these are what I'm geeking about.
Okay.
So like
perfect.
And I love them.
Perfect.
So Rogue Trader, like I've had Rogue Trader for a little while, but I've never played it. And then we have this venue to where we can play Rogue Trader, and everyone loves it. Like it's just a lot of fun. I mean, some would say that it's like it takes away from other games because some people want to do something else, and Rogue Trader exists. Just so you know, audience at home, that this has been a battleground of passive-aggressive judo the entire time. So if you rewatch it, you can see all the slights that we're making at each other.
Hilarious. No, but really, okay. I mean, let's take this opportunity.
Sure.
Your number 1 game. Is it your number 1 role play game, first of all?
No.
Okay, but just for the purposes of this list.
It's the number 1. Okay, it's the game I've been playing a lot recently.
Okay.
So right now, that's like I said, it's what I'm geeking about.
So what do you enjoy about Rogue Trader?
The game itself, it's very the fluff is really cool. The fluff, the story behind it. It's the 40K setting. So if you don't know what the 40K setting is, it's a rich setting. Like it's been developed for like 20.
Oh yeah, it's been something that's in it. It's been more refined than advanced, I would say.
Yeah.
So, and we got some videos up on the channel talking about the 40K fluff in mass, everything, because it's very expansive.
Yeah.
And this allows you, which I really think is an element you don't get with other role plays. Mm-hmm. This allows you to immerse yourself into that universe.
Yeah.
So you run the game.
Yeah.
So plugging people into this expansive universe has got to be easier than creating your own.
I mean, yeah. I mean, it's true. It is easier. The funny thing though is like when you create your own universe, it's your baby. You know it.
Right.
You know it.
Right.
Whereas like Rogue Trader, like I gotta know what this does.
Yeah.
I gotta know what that is.
What I think is really cool about all of the 40K role-playing games, which Fantasy Flight puts out 4 of them.
Yeah.
So it's Death Watch.
It's actually you have Death Watch, Only War, Dark Heresy, the 1st and 2nd edition. You have Black Crusade. What else is there? And Rogue Trader.
So there's 5.
There's 5. I might be missing one, but
I mean, it very well could be. The books are great quality, but when you play, you can play with that with I think all but one of you guys play, or all but 2 of your group plays 40K.
Right.
So for you to make references to the 40K universe or even
races,
and it just ties it in where maybe in a game, another role play you wouldn't get that.
Right. They're starting to pick up on the 40K lore, and I mean, What's great about Rogue Trader when it comes to other 40K games is like the 40K universe is very stagnant in the fact that like most people, their roles are what their role is.
Right.
Like if you're working a factory, you're stuck in the factory until the day you die. If you're a soldier, I'm so sorry.
I'm so sorry.
But when you're a Rogue Trader, you are exploring the stars. You are given a huge freedom of mobility, and the amount of like resources at your disposal at the start of the game is epic.
Right.
Like you are commanding, you are bankrolling armies, you are bankrolling this, you are bankrolling that, all to like form a dynasty. You're forming a trading empire that goes across the like it's great. Mm-hmm. and it's all about the politics involved. It's about the exploration of the world. It's about pretty much how you deal with your crew and the characterizations of them and yourself.
Right.
And so like and overall, it's a great game.
Right.
Great game.
Oh yeah, and it's very popular.
Yeah.
So anything that kind of picks up steam around here obviously has some validity to it because we've all come from a gaming background, whether video games or tabletop or a combination of the two for most of us. So for people to latch onto something, it has quality. So it kind of speaks for itself. It's kind of a testimonial to the quality of it. So for all the trash talk.
Yeah, I mean some people don't like it because they don't know better. Like like some people are just lost in this kind of sea of ignorance and it's,
darkness.
Really.
And grim darkness.
Grim darkness. You try to throw them a life vest. They see it and they like push it away and they'd rather drown.
Oh, that's great. So that's great. Okay. So what? This is your top 5.
Yep.
We're kind of wrapping it up here now. What out of your top 5? What didn't make the top 5? So maybe the next 3 to 5 games that didn't make it.
Mysterium. I just got into it.
Okay.
But so far it's been so much fun.
Yeah, that's a great
game.
So
much fun. Like Mysterium's up there.
And really, this is completely organic. This is not rescripted. So for Mysterium to show up on the first 3 videos of this series is not something we're pushing. It's just, it really, like I said about Rogue Trader, it's a testimony to the quality of the game.
Exactly. But if you happen to want to purchase Rogue Trader or Mysterium, just feel free to go to your local gaming establishment, aka Acropolis, and picking up, even if it's not local, you should order it. Just
fly, plane, trains, and automobiles. We're here. We're here. But no, really, that's not the purpose.
No. I mean, this is an inside look into the players and what gaming is and what gamers are and what they enjoy. The zeitgeist. It's a look into the zeitgeist, which is awesome. But yeah, overall, like that's pretty much how it is. Mysterium was in there. Mysterium was so much freaking fun.
Yeah, it's a great game. It's
so much freaking fun. Even Meg, my girlfriend, who doesn't really play board games,
she likes it too.
Got into it.
It's a very gamer friendly, or not. I mean, not gamer friendly. Obviously, it is gamer friendly, but it's also something. It's not real heavy. Mm-hmm. It's more of like.
But I mean, it takes an intellect. Like it takes like especially with the.
But you don't feel like you're playing a game almost.
Yeah.
You feel like you're trying to interpret these things, and you're really what you're trying to do is you're trying to connect with the person playing the ghost.
Yeah, whoever's a ghost is like it's almost like it's a psychological game, because like I have to know Brad's psychology to get what the visions he's giving.
Right, exactly.
And like because like Brad does something that a lot of people don't do, and he plays heavy on color. So like whereas like I play heavy on symbolism. So he gives me like a red balloon. And I have to.
Nine red balloons.
One of them killed this guy. But like he gives me these freaking balloon visions. He gave me like 3 balloon visions. There were no balloons in the weapon. I'm like, what is this?
They bludgeoned him with a balloon.
I was like, what is this? But you find out that it was all color.
Right.
It was all based on the color of the balloons and not what balloon.
That's great.
Yeah.
So that's a great game. So I'm going to rearrange your top 5 how I see fit.
Very well.
Because this, after all, is my world and you're just living it.
Oh yeah, sophistic kind of way.
Okay, so here we go. We're going number 1.
Dead
Winter. I'm going to put Betrayal at House on the Hill, even though I've never played it.
Fair enough.
I'm going to put Rogue Trader squarely in the middle. Diplomacy is number 5. Can't get it all in the frame. Apologize for that. And Risk Legacy is my number 4. And honestly, these 3 here are just based on, well, actually, outside of number one, the only one I've played, these are all just based on what I know about it.
Okay, so based on your interest level.
Yeah, I would say, because I've played Diplomacy online. I think it's a good game, but I think it's a select group that you could play it with. And I think the same could be said for Risk Legacy.
If you're playing Risk Legacy, you need players that are
dedicated. And actually, this is a copy that Jake got for us to play here at the store. So this, which is pretty cool. So this is his copy of it. Rogue Trader. I mean, I would say more for role play in general that I would put this here. Not that I would be opposed to playing Rogue Trader. But you know what I'm saying. And then I think Dead of Winter is really, really a great game. I think it came out this year at Gen Con.
Yep.
And it is a great game. We've done an unboxing of it. We've done this and that. We can't talk enough about it. It's a great game.
Yeah.
Betrayal House on the Hill is also right.
Conceptually, I mean, you every time you've seen people play it, they're loving it.
Oh yeah, definitely one of those things. So, do you have any last thoughts, parting words?
Other than that, like we play these games because like a lot of them are like they're intellect. They trigger some sort of intellectual response,
right?
And they're fun and they're smart. Like that's the thing is like you can play a game that's dead simple and you can play for hours. People play Angry Birds all the freaking time. Right. But sometimes you need to go outside and you have to challenge your brain a little bit. And these games are perfect for that because you're stepping outside of yourself and you are touching to something that is something you probably don't use a lot.
Right.
So like you're not going to be commanding armies, so that's why you play Risk Legacy to feel like the grand strategy of Risk Legacy, the grand strategy of diplomacy. And just the outward fun and mistrust of Dead Winter.
Yeah.
Like it's they're great games, and that's the thing. Like we play these great games to learn a part of ourselves.
Right.
In the long run.
It's a very deep thought, but now since you provided the soapbox, I'm just going to expand on that. That I think that's something that's unique to tabletop gaming, and I mean even back to chess and Go and games like that you're not talking trash into a microphone.
Right.
You know, you're not just instinctively squeezing the trigger when you see motion.
Right.
You know, you've got to plan ahead. You've got to develop relationships. You know, diplomacy, you're developing them and then circumventing them.
Yeah.
You know, same thing could be possibly said for Risk Legacy or any strategy game.
Yeah, it's just like for diplomacy, you're not only like it's for diplomacy. It's largely when you compare it to like poker. Like you have to have a good poker face in diplomacy. But you aren't given, like you are the one who makes sure you have the luck to win the game. Right. You are commanding your own victory right there. And it's who you can trust and it's who you think you can betray. And like I said, like you can play the game without being that guy, but it's hard. Right. Like I said, it's hard mode.
It's a bigger stressor to you, so. But I think overall that's what's great about the tabletop genre. Anything from miniatures games to even to Magic and stuff like that, where you're building your deck and you're having to play it with another human being. Yeah. And sharing the same space and time. You know, you're not playing with people all over the world. You have to look that person in the eye when you deal the killing blow. Yeah. Stuff like that. So it's or turn your back on them.
Right. So I mean, like you look at Dead Winter, you look at especially with Dead Winter and diplomacy. And like you said, Magic, especially because Magic's so competitive, right? You are conjuring so much emotion into this game, right? Especially, I'm glad you touched on that. The thing that games like that, like Magic and Warhammer and stuff, where people are collecting and putting their intellect into something, like a deck or an army list, and then to see it get utterly crushed invokes a lot of emotion. Yeah, from both players. Yeah. Especially, I mean, I think it's easier when you play Legacy. And maybe even diplomacy, because all you are doing for this game is investing your time. Right. And you're investing your time, you're investing your intellect, and that's what you're lending to it. So if you get beat, you get beat. Right. And with diplomacy more than Risk Legacy, because with diplomacy there's no luck involved, there's no dice rolls. Right. With you might get completely screwed in Risk Legacy with dice rolls, but it's not so much so as like in Magic where a lot of Magic players do kind of like tailor their card list. Right. They try to remove the luck. Yeah. They try to remove as much luck. So like they construct their decks with a series of combos, and it's actually like Magic is actually a really good game for thought. Right. I mean,
people put a lot of effort.
But then here's where the problem is people. They create this expectation from themselves for like Magic. Mm-hmm. They create this expectation from themselves, thinking that I got this. I'm smart. I'm going to win because I invested money.
Right.
I invested time. I invested thought. And once you invest money into something, you have way more stake into how well it does than something else.
That's true.
So I mean, that's a huge part of it. And with that, the person who bought the board game is the person who invested in the money.
Everybody else just investing their time and
intellect.
Yeah. So that's a good little parting shot there. That's maybe possibly a show down the road where we can talk about the philosophy of games.
Sure. Yeah. I mean, that's the thing, and that's huge because most people, when they create a board game, the creators are asking themselves, how do the mechanics engender in this theme? Mm-hmm. How do they project this kind of thematic element?
Right.
And so that's like with Betrayal House on the Hill. It's kind of a spooky, fun little romp in a house. Mm-hmm. You can totally feel that with the cards that are presented. You can totally feel that with the mechanics and with the dice and everything about it.
Right.
Screams that because every decision they made was to the benefit of the theme of this game.
Right.
So and that's huge. It's like mechanized role playing in Dead of Winter.
Yeah.
That they did that on purpose.
Man, it's got a great feel to it.
Yeah.
It's got a great feel to it. So all right, guys. Well, that's Jake's top 5 plus our little philosophical outro that we weren't planning on, but that's part of what we're trying to do here with these videos is really be organic and have stuff that's not scripted and fun to watch. So make sure you comment below. Let us know what you thought. Maybe you didn't like this at the end. Maybe you loved it. Maybe you want to see some ideas like this in the future.
Sure.
I think it's a possibility for a good show. Comment specifically on the games, what your top 5 would be if you would throw some of these off, or what you would add or whatnot. Make sure you like the video. Thumbs up.
Now I'm receiving donations. So if you want to send some money my way, I'll happily make more videos.
The best way to do that is to subscribe to the channel.
Yes.
So, all right, guys. Thanks for watching.
Peace.